All right. So the first point is that we're the largest explicitly eco-socialist political party in the U.S. So it's actually part of our platform that we are explicitly a socialist party or anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist party. So so there you go. If you're looking for a socialist party, the Green Party is a socialist party, and it's the largest one. We're the fourth largest party in the country. Um, the Republicans and Democrats are number one and two. Libertarians are third. None of those three are socialist parties. They're all extremely capitalist, right wing parties. So we're the biggest leftist party. We're the biggest socialist party. There's a lot of cool stuff there.
We're
Now,
really
when
the only left party.
Yeah.
We don't have a progressive party. We don't have a social, a left of center social democratic party. There are left of center social democrats and socialists within the Democratic Party. But the institution of the Democratic Party is decidedly not socialist. So as Howie said, they're lost in the sauce, But yeah, that's the kind of void in our American political culture that we're dealing with, right? It's not that we're the largest socialist party. We're the only of the four major parties that have some level of ballot access, right? There are other parties, PSL, Socialist Party USA, Peace and Freedom, things like that. But they don't have a wide national membership, and they don't have ballot access across the country. They might have it in one or two places. They might get on a few more when it comes to running for president and things like that. But it's not only are we the largest explicitly eco-socialist party in the country, we are the only left of center electoral political party that's operating nationally at this point. So that we're dealing with a huge vacuum, and the Why Green Party is making the case for us, and a big question for us is how do we bring people in, as opposed to letting them get sucked into the graveyard of social movements, which is the Democratic Party.
Yeah, exactly. That's been going on for decades. So yeah. So I guess I'll just mention real fast on the previous slide, we had the 10 key values. So when we say eco-socialism, one way to lots of people probably argue over the definition of exactly what socialism is, and there's some different viewpoints on it. But our 10 key values, I think, fairly well describe what we mean, at least, by eco-socialism. We see this socialist view of a sustainable community-based economics that's built around democracy for workers and workplaces, as well as just broadly in communities. It's a much more decentralized vision that allows bottom-up decision-making, bottom-up democracy that is integrated with social justice and feminism and gender equity, and just a general respect for diversity in all its forms in human cultures, as well as respecting diversity of life on the planet. So that's a whole complex topic that we probably shouldn't that would be like its own presentation. But just to kind of give you a flavor of what we mean by eco-socialism, it's these 10 key values, which you can read more on our website.
One of the first education workshops or endeavors I got involved in the Green Party was when I was organizing a series of workshops for the Youth Caucus, which is the Young Eco-Socialists, and this was back in 2017. But we spent hours just going one by one through the 10 key values. And the key thing I think people need to understand when we're talking about the Green Party as an eco-socialist party is that the Green Party's always been a socialist party. Socialists were there in the very beginning of the founding. They've always been a major player. Even if the party wasn't explicitly expressing itself as socialist in the past as it is now, when you look at these 10 key values, peace, social justice, ecology, sustainable economics, democracy, decentralization, feminism and gender equality, respect for diversity, personal and global responsibility, and future focus and sustainability, capitalism can't abide by a single one of those, right? Yep. The demand for markets creates war, right? Capitalism uses the differences to other, and so, why we need social justice. It exploits people. Capitalism. I don't think anybody really needs a case to be made that capitalism isn't ecologically sustainable. It's literally destroying the world, right? And so when you look at these values, I'm not going to go through all 10 because we just talked about how long that could take. But when you look at these values, they're all inherently socialist, right? A case can be made, an easy case can be made that capitalism is, almost the antithesis to every single one of them. So even though the Green Party hasn't explicitly ran out shouting it's socialist, it's always been there. It's always been, a core philosophy, that's driven the party from day one, not only local, in the U.S., but on the global scale.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So just to summarize all that, the Green Party is an eco-socialist, anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist political party, and an activist organization, which is something that we'll talk about on the next couple of slides, I think.